Hello everyone, Storm 11 here. Today we'll be discussing over for the potential severe weather outbreak that we could be seeing. You know what, I should turn that all the way down. These are going to be for, this is going to be stretching from Minnesota all the way into New York State and Pennsylvania. So, welcome to anyone that's going to join the stream. Welcome. Hello, Legend Gamer. I do apologize if it does lag in this stream. I hope it doesn't. Alright, here, I have chat on my phone so y'all can see. I also want to have radar scope on my phone. But again, I do apologize if it does. Yes, there is indeed a tornado watch. Here you go. So this tornado watch goes into effect until 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. As you can see here, this is almost a PDS tornado watch because what we got here is tornadoes. The EF2 plus tornadoes are in moderate state. Severe wind is high and safe for severe hail, but 65 knots plus wind is in moderate, and same thing for the 2-inch plus size hail is also in moderate. Is what we got right now. Is we got some pretty good thunderstorms, and one of those should be starting to go tornado warning, and that is going to be this. Hold on, let me pause this. If you all see my mouse here, it's going to be this storm right here. It's got broad area rotation. It's actually really broad, so this could have a very large wall cloud to associate with this out. Is nice and healthy. It's got a large hail core of it. It does have severe thunderstorm warnings on it as well. Where I do go on my radar scope here on my phone, but y'all cannot see, it's got a large hook with it, and it seems like it could be tried to train soon. We got other cells. There's another cell that also has a hook as well. This is going to be near Harding, Minnesota. So right now, most of this activity is in central Minnesota at this point, but we're going to see if these here can get tornado warned. But the one I'm really focused right now is by Browardville, Minnesota. That has very strong rotation, got a very strong inflow going on right now into the storm. And we got another hook just in front of that storm. It's going to be this one right here. That's got a nice hook on it, but it does not have any strong rotation. So we're going to have to see. We actually do have some hail reports from this one right here. It seems to be, okay, we got half-inch size hail and pea-size hail already. So if y'all got any questions about this, you can go ahead and put in the comment section down below. You know what's weird about this storm cell here? There's a severe thunderstorm warning inside a severe thunderstorm warning. There's a severe thunderstorm warning that's larger than the other one, since it's inside each other. That is pretty strange. It could be for a very strong winds there. That's probably what they might have done. So, yeah. That is interesting. Let's go ahead and go to the SPC outlook. There is a moderate risk for severe weather today. This extends from central parts of Minnesota, and it does go all the way into north central Wisconsin. Now, overall, this severe weather risk extends from Wyoming and Montana all the way into the northeast. So, a lot of people is in a severe weather risk here. We'll start off with your hail. We got a 30% chance. It's also hatched. Seems like the best chance is going to be in Minnesota, where we could have pretty good supercells. Here's your damage winds. This is going to be a big threat. So, because what the models are trying to show, we may have a little bit of a derecho of it. As you can tell here, when these supercells all do combine together, then it's going to be mainly a a damage width rather than a hail or a tornado threat. We could have potential for tornadoes on the south side of it, where we can have hooks try to pop up as well. And here's your tornado threat. We do have a 15%. And those supercells are actually in that 15%. So we got to keep an eye on these storms here. I did indeed make us a forecast map here for you guys. So what I have here is a large moderate risk actually extending from Minnesota all the way into western Michigan. The reason why the moderate risk is this large is because really on the east side of this moderate risk is mainly for the damaging winds. But on the west side, the tornado threat is higher and it does exceed into moderate risk stage. As you can tell here, we do that. The risk does extend all the way into New York and Pennsylvania. And there is actually a severe thunderstorm watch for those areas as well. I want you guys to know about that. There's my forecast there. Let's go in and go into the models here. Now we're going to check this model here first because it is pretty interesting. In fact, our best view, the best we're going to get at is this. So here's the HRRR model. You can see there's your strong to severe thunderstorms up there. I mean, you can tell they really become pretty large storms really quick. And then it doesn't really want to give much of a damage wind threat, but you can tell here it is starting to bow out. And it starts to die down. And there could be some refiring for some more storms actually behind that. We gotta keep an eye on that. This is the reason for all this. Now, back in time, a few days ago, the models were suggesting for quite a bit of severe weather for those areas. But here's the thing, though. There was a cap going on. That's why the risk was so low. I mean, on day 3, if I'm correct, it was a marginal risk. The day 2, it was a slight risk. Now, it's a moderate risk because the models are not really showing that that risk. And look at this model here. At 36, which is pretty significant. That is off the chart, actually. That is actually off the chart. Haven't never seen this in a while. And we cannot click for forecast settings on the HRRR model. We'll take a look into the NAM in just a second. You can see here where this risk does take you into goes into Wisconsin there. And what you can tell here, here's your bowling segment of storms here. And there it goes, moves off into Michigan. There. We have a lot of helicity in the area. That's another reason for this. Updraft helicity, you can see it's pretty high back that way. There could be some flash flooding threat in Minneapolis. Not in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But to see about that, what about echo tops? This is the tops of the thunderstorm. So we can tell here, big storms nearing 50,000 feet, 52,000 feet. That is really high. I gotta say, that is really, really high. Let's look at the significant tornado parameters here. Look at this. This is really high. Look at that, at 15. That is off the chart as well. Very high risk there from the HRRR model. And by the way, the Cape is over 5,000. I'm not going to show you that. Let's look into the NAM model here. Now, this is still updating, but it is a fresh run, so here you go with the NAM model here. Look at that. A 41 That's crazy. You know what? That is kind of showing a little bit of a derecho event up north. Let's look at that forecast sounding real quick. A 41, that is very high. Let me back this up. PDS tornado, I do not doubt about it. You can see the shear is very high. The cape is also very high. That's what shear and cape, that's what creates the supercell composite. We have a lot of shear in place, and we also do have a lot of cape as well. That's why these numbers are so high. Let's go back into Minnesota here, where the storms are at pretty much right now. It's a 32. It is a little bit lower. Doesn't want to give a PDS tornado threat, but it is still giving a tornado threat. Cape is a little bit lower, and the shear is a little bit lower. So that's kind of a difference there. As you can see here, there is a low right here. And when you have a low nearby, it creates some extra shear into the atmosphere. And this is kind of like a setup back in the 2011 super outbreak, where we had a low that was not too far away from, I think it was around being out Memphis, Tennessee. And, you know, those lows could give extra shear in the atmosphere. So, yeah, that was one factor into the super outbreak. And this is what this model here is indeed showing, is a little bit of a low right here, giving it some extra shear in there. Let's see here. Let's go to significant tornado. So here we go into significant tornado. Models are just really on high over here, seems to be. 13.7 off the chart. So both of these models here are bringing it off the charts. I even see one time the equinox was out of the picture, which is ridiculous. That's ridiculously high. 15 kilometers high. That means those equinox are going to be really high, which it does give the threat for very large hail. PDS tornado threat. You can see the winds are just screaming up in the atmosphere there. And we're going to see what it does afterwards. And this severe weather threat does start to push south, and this can create is a lower risk for severe weather for some more people, but it also does bring in below average temperatures. That's what a lot of people want to see. Let's see here. What else can I show you guys? I think that's it. I think I'll be more interested with the supercell composite and the significant tornado parameters than the other stuff. I'm going to leave it as that. So I think that's pretty much all I got to show you guys on this. I guess we can go in and discuss about the next couple days here. There's a slight risk tomorrow for portions of Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. Marginal risk near the Rockies. Large area marginal risk surrounding that slight risk and even extending to the Central Plains. Main threats going to be damage winds. There is a low end tornado threat, and hail is also possible. Day 3, your cold front starts to move southeast, so giving it a marginal risk. The main threats will be damage winds. I think that'll be your primary threat for that. We can look into models here. Let's go into the supercell composite. It's actually giving a decent threat for tomorrow. Actually, we can look into the forecast zoning on that one. Let's see here. We got very high. The equinox is very high, which it gives some hail threat. Yes, it does. There's a little bit of a match there, so we can have some large hail to go along with that. Let me turn my phone back on, see if y'all said anything. No, y'all did it. So, it does want to give the tornado threat. The winds are not really that screaming. We do have a very high cape. The shear is a little bit lower, which is some good news there. That just starts to sag southeast, and the threat does start to continue towards this way. It does come into my area sometime Sunday or Monday. When it gets to my area, definitely be feeling it. Let's look at wind speed here. You see, wow, that's a thunderstorm right there. Wow, 112 knots. Don't wonder why it's so high. And here you go. See here, this is why the threat's lower. Even though it's a strong cold for bringing in a lot of lower temperatures, the thing is, there's not a lot of shear in place here. So it really does lower the severe weather threat. So let's go ahead and go back to day one. See if we got any tornado warnings out right now. Yes, we do have a tornado warning. That's going to be the cell that I was just talking about. We got some strong rotation. We actually may have multiple areas of rotation here. Got weaker rotation to the north, and we got large area rotation to the south. I'm going to show you that, guys. That's cell, and that's going to be this guy right here. It's a very healthy cell. It's got a nice large hail core. The hail size radar predicted is 3.25 inches in diameter. Very large hail fat. That is going to be by Randall, Minnesota. So if you're in Randall, Minnesota, be prepared for some very large hail. The tornado threat will miss you to the south. Keep that in mind. There's a supercell to the east of that. It does have some severe thunderstorm warnings on it. Got weak area rotation. It does give a threat for some very large hail as well. So basically for Minneapolis, the threat would miss you to the north. Let's go ahead and play this. See, these storms are starting to explode here. Seems like the area concerned is going to be this right here. It does also give a flash flooding threat to those folks. So if you're in the path of these storms, you're going to be prepared for damaging winds, severe hail, maybe even a couple tornadoes, and a flash flooding. So all the threats are on the table for any people that's going to be in the path of these storms here. Because these storms are now starting to train, and that's not a good thing. Brings in quite a bit of rain. See rainfall totals potentially up to 4 inches. That can be possible. These storms here can bring down a lot of rain in a hurry. So if I'm correct, the dew points are pretty high. I'm really waiting for this NAM on here to get finished because I'm interested to see what can happen in my area here. Oh boy. Here's the supercell composite for the NAM. Very high of 45. I mean, jeez, man. That is really high. It's off the charts. And the NAM tends to be a little bit higher than it's supposed to be. That would be impressive if that comes true, you know. There's some serious weather up there. Here's your strong severe thunderstorms. Strong thunderstorms right now into New York State and Pennsylvania. There. So this is kind of a wake-up call kind of thing because it was only just a slight risk yesterday. It went from marginal risk to day 3. There was not even a 15% or anything in the day before the 8-day outlook. It was a slight risk on day 2. Then on day 1, which is today, it was an enhanced risk this morning. And now it's been upgraded to moderate. Isn't that something? Things can escalate like that really quickly. Yeah, significant wind damage is expected. Seems like the main threat back this way here and near the plains is hail. That's what it's looking to be. And also damage winds. Tornado is not a threat. You can see a 2% does cover quite a bit of people. It's not really a big number when you think about it. So, the people that are in the significant area, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Bloomington, okay. They might have just updated this outlook. Doesn't look like anything has changed. Maybe the damage wind has changed. And they did a little bit of adjustments to it. They might have done a little bit of adjustments. Here's my severe weather risk outlook. Here. To any new viewers to this. Still really waiting. It seems like it wants to get some risk for my area. Looks like the risk will be here Monday, is what it seems to be. Let's see here. Severe. Yeah, the shear is very low, but the cape's going to be pretty high. Looks like I want to give some severe hail risk. Seems like it's going to be damage to winds and hail, which is going to be the primary threats. There. This model here is updating. Go back to 18Z. It gives a larger outlook here. It's Midwest. I wonder why they call it Midwest there. It's not even in the Midwest. It makes sense for the Midwest to be in the plains, you know, or the Rockies. I'm just saying. Wow, giving it a large risk for severe weather tomorrow for Michigan. Wow. H-Triple-R model is showing quite a bit of thunderstorm activity. Quite a few areas. See how far the Ness has gotten. I'll say it's better. Because it doesn't have that many hours on it. See if we got any other tornado warnings. No, we do not have any other tornado warnings. Just the one the counties they're in is in Morrison and Todd counties. This is going to be heading right towards Little Falls. And the hail cord is getting larger. Even the hail size is probably starting to get a little bit larger as well. We do have 2 areas of rotation. Got one near Randall. We could have potential 2 tornadoes on this. It really seems that way. We have 2 areas of rotation with this storm. Could have sister tornadoes. Just going to see. See that rotation starting to pick up a little bit there. Onamia, Minnesota. Could be a little rotation trying to show up. So I think the main storm that has to be watched. It's going to be near Randall and Little Falls, Minnesota Keep in mind, all this activity is in Minnesota, and there is storms now reaching into Wisconsin at this point. Just had another radar update. Ooh, man, that's going to be a mess. Wow, 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 look at this. Holy crap. Look at the NAM nest here, folks. That is trouble right there. That is serious, serious damage and wind threat right there. Could see an awesome shelf cloud, too. That's probably... Shelf clouds look pretty cool, I'm not going to lie to you. But that is really nasty. It seriously is. Wow, wow, wow. And even once again, potential squall one back in Ohio. Look at that. Then the squall one starts to die down as we're going to the nighttime hours. News source looks like they try to fire up in Indiana and Ohio late Saturday. Let's see afterwards. This is Sunday. See what the supercell composite shows for the NAM nest. Yeah, that is clearly a squall line. I mean, that is some serious strong winds. That's my favorite out of weather is squall lines. I mean, it's not like a tornado, but the thing they can do... I mean, squall lines cannot do much damage, but in cases like this, it can do a lot of damage. And now, severe or significant squall lines can do a lot of damage, and they do look cooler. But on the inside, it's just ridiculous. So, yeah. Very low. If y'all got any questions, you can put it in the comment section down below. That is not what I wanted to do. I may have to pause that. I can't hear it because I have it off. See if we got any new tornado watches here. Any new ones? Let's see. The SPC update. No. There's the severe thunderstorm watch I was talking about. It actually includes Ohio. See, the only thing they updated was the 3 to 8 day fire outlook. Let's look into storm reports. We haven't looked into that yet. A lot of hail reports and a lot of damage and wind reports. We actually have a strong high wind report there. There's some others isolated. There's even a hail report in Florida. Let's look at these storms now. See if we got any new development or anything. Seems like this storm is taking away all the energy because the storms behind it right now are just dying. They tried to pop up, but they're not that successful. And that storm that actually may be showing... Uh-oh. This is not going to be good. Hold on. That is not a good look. Hold on. I'm going to look on my Twitter real quick, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I ain't got reports or anything. Alright, so we got a picture 31 minutes ago from the storm. It does have a really large tail cloud and a wall cloud. A tail cloud is basically like a linear cloud that goes straight into like a wall cloud. It gets like sucked in. It's kind of like fuel to the storm. Basically, so there's no tornado on the ground yet. There could be one later, but right now at this point there's no tornado that I'm seeing on Twitter. Right to see. If y'all got any questions about this, put it in chat. If y'all said anything. No, y'all didn't. I mean, if I don't get any views, then what I'm doing is useless. We did have a couple of viewers earlier. Not that busy right now, tornado-wise. It's just that big old cell right there is the one to really watch right now. And the one in front of it. These two cells look pretty good. Nice and healthy. The east storm, this one here, the east storm, it seems like it's gaining intensity, but it's got almost no rotation. The one behind it is a really juicy supercell that has all the ingredients in place for a tornado to be dropped, basically. So yeah. In fact, I'm going to leave it here, guys. Because mainly I'm doing this just for an update for the severe weather today. So, yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this live stream. If y'all did like this live stream, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. I'll see you guys in the next video.